What's happening, guys? Tuesday, it's like 4:30 in the afternoon. I took your advice, Jeff. Took my hammer and I started to tap this edge down. And thank you, by the way, for your input. I appreciate that. And I tried to chase the metal down. I was tapping this way. Matter of fact, I was a little too exuberant, and I sort of creased this corner, but it didn't fix the problem. Maybe I'm not good enough to do that. I don't know. I'm not, like I say, I'm not a body guy. I'm a plumber. So what I ended up doing is I didn't cut out the whole panel. I didn't section. What I did do was I made a relief cut here. I made a relief cut here, and then I made a relief cut here, so it kind of looked like an H. Then I just chased my welds back and just butt weld everything together. And there was a blister here. It was real. That's why it was oil cannon. And when I did the relief cut, it all sprung open. And so on the relief cut, I actually made two passes with the zip blade. I widened it up. So when I pushed it all back down, I only had a minimal gap. It's not oil cannon anymore. Matter of fact, the car looks like it would be out of driving during the 70s, if you guys remember that. Yeah, that seemed to work. Now all I have to do is just, I got to do some body work on this and put my fill in. I'm just going to do all metal to metal in here on these seams again. Then I started working my way down. I had the welder out, I had a pinhole here, so I decided to fill it. What ended up happening was this metal here, this factory edge, this whole thing, so thin that I blew through. So I ended up chasing it from here all the way up to here. I had just kept going with the welder and sticking and filling, dumping and chasing. Same thing here. Here I had a big hole. There was a big hole right here I filled. But I got a little slag here. I'm going to have to take the welder and fill this little corner. But I am going to metal to metal this. It's tight. It's not bad. But this was big. I'm really happy with it. Maybe it's not the way I should have done it, but it worked. So, hey, you don't know until you don't try. Well, you know what I mean. Yeah, I couldn't get this blister. I couldn't get the metal to go where it was supposed to go. It would have been down and across, like you had mentioned. I knew that was through your experience, that's probably how you did it, or would do it. But I just couldn't get it to work. The hammer was, like I said, the next one was the 3-pound, and I was just going to take this rear quarter out. But cooler heads prevail. And that's what I did. I just stepped back and stepped away from it. And now my next step is I got to clean all the wells from doing the fender well. And when that's all done, right on the other little video that I made, I said I wasn't going to put any fill, but I am going to put some metal to metal in this and just get it all nice and cleaned up. Then after I do all the structure, then I'll start doing the fill and sanding and priming and whatnot. But to that point, once I get that fender well all cleaned up, and I get my fill on the back end of that car, then I got to spin it around, and then we're gonna start on this. Maybe I should just cut this section out here and mail it to Rick Fix, and he'll make me a piece of steel and send it back to me. All I have to do is weld it in. But I'm going to try it. I did this side, and it came out alright. I'm going to do this side too. Same way. I got to get a can of weld-through primer, though. Not like that dash panel there just sees a lot of water. But it did, because it's all rotted out. Maybe that was because the car was sitting outside under a top for God knows how many years before I picked it up. And we're going to do the bottom edge of this cowl. It's a little rotted. Side of it and then I got to order a rocker panel, and I'm going to do the rocker panel on this side. The windshield edge all the way around on this side, there's all pinholes. I'm going to have to try to fill that in, but the steel is on this car for some reason. It's real thin. I'm going to have to weld and be careful and just fill it and try to do it the right way. Other than that, I really and Tommy Shoe, thanks for your idea too, because that was gonna come next if the relief cuts I put in wasn't gonna work. I was just gonna weld some bar steel underneath it, or that thick bracket material that I showed yesterday. I think it was. I did a video with it. Stuff's right here. 16 gauge. Stuff's beefy, really beefy. But yeah, it turned out all right, and I'm happy with it. I mean, it's not oil cannon anymore, and I'm pushing down on it real hard. So that's cool, man. That's why the beauty of the YouTube garage is when you're in a bind like this. If I didn't have that YouTube, and I didn't have guys like Jeff and VW Darren and Tommy Shoe and Rick Fix and all these guys that you watch every night, because I try to get some in every night, you don't have that. I would call it a media outlet. You're actually, if you're not like well versed in this and doing this every day, then it's like you're running blind. You know, you don't. It's trial and error. I mean, and it's expensive to be doing trial and error, especially on a car like this, a classic car. Because if you goof something up, mess it up bad, I mean, it's going to be expensive. And I'm trying to keep the cost now as much as possible. This is a real budget build. I mean, but whoa, watch out for that sun. Yeah, cool. It worked out, and like I say, maybe next time you see me, this car will be flipped around, and we'll start fabricating that front lower dash section there, the windshield section, and that's it. All right, guys. Appreciate the help, the comments. It's been motivating and inspirational for me, and it's really pushing me to get this thing done, and I appreciate that. These guys are all the best. All right, peace.